Hello and welcome to my channel, Travel for Every Budget. I'm Sarah, and today I'm gonna do a beginner's guide to using Google Flights. This is always the first place that I start when I'm planning a trip or looking for trip ideas to find kind of the best deals and the best times to go to certain destinations. So let's get started. I'm gonna switch to a screen mode and let's get right into it. All right, so let's get started. Google Flights, just type it in. So if I am just open to any destinations for any time, which is the best way, honestly, to get the best deals, is just to be completely flexible. I will hit explore. Obviously, Orlando is my main airport, but you would put your main airport into the search engine. And here we can search weekend, week, 2 weeks, and any time within the next 6 months. Obviously, you can decide, okay, I'm gonna search for August only or November only. You can do that as well. So let's just pretend that we're looking for weekend options from Orlando, which is my airport. And then, so now for weekend trips, you're obviously not going to want to spend a long time on a plane, so I would click on stops and do non-stop only. That way you're not even seeing options for multiple stops. So now you can see Denver is 93, Los Angeles 179, and if you want to know the dates that they're suggesting, you can simply click, okay, Aruba 512, that is September. Now for Aruba, that's kind of far for only a weekend, so you might want to add extra days for that, but that's just to give you an example. You have Bermuda 348, and again, this is going to be a non-stop from Orlando for that price. Google will also tell you if the price is currently low, which is also nice to know. Now you can also select a week, and one thing I just love about Google Flights is you can move it around. So for a week, I might want to go further out, but if I go further away from home base, then I'm definitely going to want to keep nonstop so that I'm not spending hours and hours traveling. So you see here, I can get to South America with direct flights. We've got Brazil with some direct flights. And then we can definitely even scroll over here to Europe and see some direct flights here as well. We have London, Edinburgh, Dublin, Madrid from Orlando. And then we can come over here and click 2 weeks, which now the sky's the limit for 2 weeks. You can go just about anywhere. The only thing is now we're gonna wanna change from non-stop only to maybe one stop or fewer. I generally like to keep it as few stops as possible, but there are certain destinations where it might require 2 stops. But let's just click one stop or fewer for now. And you can see, you know, the options that we have: Johannesburg, Cape Town. We can keep scrolling. Now we're in Australia. We've got 1,300 for Sydney. Auckland at 1,088, that's a pretty good price. We've got Fiji here, which I paid less than $1,000 last year to go to Fiji, and my next video I will show you the technique I used to get a better deal. You have Brisbane, so yeah, you can scroll around. Now obviously these are not, some of these are not coming up because it would require more than one stop. But here you have all of the options where you're only dealing with one stop, which is pretty great. All right, now let's say you're open to other airports. So for me, I can take a train down to Miami area. So I might pull up Miami Airport, and then I might also pull up Fort Lauderdale Airport. And now I'm adding these airports to my search, flights one stop or fewer. So it can kind of open up other options for you as well if you do that. And you can use the same thing on the destination. So if you want to type in maybe 2 or 3 different airport options, you can search here as well. I love the map feature. It's just, It's just the best, and it's so easy and fun to dream. Tahiti for $1,000, that is pretty good. It even says prices are currently low. And so if we wanted to go ahead and click on this just to see what's up. We see here that the dates are September 22nd to October 5th. We can click this date grid here to see if there's anything even cheaper than 1,019, which it does not look like it, but we do see like another option for dates here for the same price. Then we can click out of there. We can look more into what's going on here. So this is Orlando to San Francisco, and then from San Francisco, you're making it to your destination direct. It's only an 8-hour travel time. I thought that would be worse than that, but that is not that bad. All right, let's say that you want to go to London, but you're open to the time frame. It doesn't have to be any specific dates. So one thing that you can do straight away is just open up the calendar, and it's going to default into different price ranges. So I can already see here that if I leave October 2nd to October 9th, the price showing up is $469. So we can click done, and we can see that it is actually a non-stop flight, but it's on North Atlantic. So if we clicked into this, I always recommend booking with the airline directly, because if anything goes wrong, it's just much easier to deal with the airline directly. All right, so as you can see, Norse has multiple levels. This super cheap level, now you might have no problem packing with only a personal item and not worrying about food, but for most of us, including me, I like to have a carry-on and a personal item. So now we're checking this economy classic middle ticket. And if we do the same economy classic middle ticket here, now our price is $650. So if you remember back here, and this was a $579 for British Airways. So you're actually better off just filtering Norse out once you've determined what the price is for the economy level that you want. So we know that Norse is $650. And I know already that we have cheaper options than $650. So I would actually just remove Norse. And once I've kind of sorted out certain details with certain airlines that are showing up super cheap, and I know that this airline's not actually cheap, I'll just go ahead and filter it out right now. And as you can see, this is what we have left. So that is a good thing to do. For some reason, whenever I add a carry-on bag, it doesn't necessarily filter the Norse price properly. So I just find it's better for me to kind of know what each airline offers through a little bit of extra research, and then filter out accordingly if I need to. But that is one very easy way in terms of if you have a specific destination and you're open to dates. I love how this calendar just defaults to it. That, and then also you can pull up the date grid, and you can move this date grid around. And you can move it around like this as well. All right, now if you have, say, a specific time, but you're willing to go for any destination, let's go back to the Explore. Let's look at Thanksgiving week, because that's usually not a great time price-wise to fly anywhere. But let's just say that you want to go somewhere these dates around Thanksgiving. This is what's coming up, and you're fine with going anywhere. You've got Copenhagen for $445. You've got Ireland, wow. You've got Dublin, $428, London, but you can just move the map around and say, all right, well, I know I want to go for these dates. Let's see what kind of deals are available to what destinations. We have Cartagena, Barbados, where I'm from. That is just kind of some of the ways that I would utilize Google Maps Explore feature to look for ideas and just good deals at different destinations. Sometimes I will just let prices help me decide on where I want to go. So for instance, I would love to go to a lot of places in South America, and I can just look here and say, all right, I could go to Ecuador for that price. I can go to Brazil for this price. Oh, Rio, that's great. And so that's just a few of the ways I use Google Flights. All right, well, that is it. I hope that that was helpful if you weren't already familiar with Google Flights. Next week, I'll show you how I approach my trips to various destinations and the ways that I'm able to cut off a couple hundred here or 300 there and get even better flight deals. So I hope that you will join me for that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you can, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.